sun is out. Oh, today is a soul rejuvenating day. I'm gonna run some errands here. Today, we're gonna be updating the Fury. It never gets old. It never gets old. Close your door.
How was your day?
Good.
It's good. How was work? Like
It was okay.
the day before?
It's good.
It's good.
So YouTube, this is Brooklyn YouTube. Say hi.
Oh, what?
What?
You're recording?
Yes. Okay. Thanks for joining us. So, like I said, we're gonna do some stuff to the Fury today. I've got my helpers with me. I've got Logan and Xavier here. Logan and Xavier, YouTube, Logan and Xavier. Right on. So, what? Just updates from last time we were doing some stuff with the bike. I've removed the reflectors off the side. I removed the reflectors off of the front forks. Focus down here, boys. Good. And then I removed the decal. There was a black pinstripe decal on the center of the bike here. So we removed the black pinstripe decal. So what I've done, and I've already done it, but we're going to kind of go through it together. We've done a license plate delete on the back. It isn't like incredibly ideal because you gotta like get out a hacksaw and you gotta cut some metal, but it's nothing to be worried about, and it's super simple and it's not going to damage anything. So I've already got a side mount license plate with its own light. Come over here, Logan. And it's already got its own light, you can see. So I was actually able to just eliminate completely the lighting that was included on the bottom here. We were able to get rid of this bulky contraption that was sitting down on that license plate bracket. Simple tools that we need. We're going to need, come over here, Xavier. Just need an Allen key for the bolts that are holding the seat in place. And then these are just push pins. These just pop right out. And there's two more push pins. Once we remove the seat, you'll see those. So let's go ahead and remove the seat so we can see under the fender. Okay, once we have those bolts removed, this seat will just detach, and not much to it. There were two push pins here, which I removed because I didn't see the need to leave them there. The seat is holding this firmly in place anyways, and it'll just make it easier for me if I have to get underneath here in the future. Now this push pin that I've installed isn't, guys, you're so close. This push pin that I've installed didn't come with the bike, and just will pop out. So that's it. This whole plastic fender just comes right off. Let's put it somewhere where it's not gonna get damaged. Okay. All right. And now we're basically into the undercarriage here. So underneath here, look over here, Xavier, you see it? Underneath here, this metal bar, it's welded right into the bike. It's on both sides, and you can see here, I've cut this away, okay? I use the hacksaw, nothing crazy, just your run-of-the-mill metal bladed hacksaw, and I just cut that aluminum pipe right off. Okay, so it's simple. And that little triangular bracket that held the plastic mechanism under here, I just got rid of the whole thing. Now, you're gonna take these bolts off right here and right here. Once you remove these two bolts, you're gonna take off brake light, and you're just going to disconnect the plug. It's very simple. It just kind of, once it's out, there's a little clip that you can pull to disassemble them. And then at the same time, while we're taking those off, we're going to slide this rubber harness out of the way, and we're going to move the blue, the orange, and in your case, because you're going to also have the light down here, you're going to remove the white clip out of these harnesses. And the last thing we're going to do is, Xavier, see down here, this bolt right here, there's one on this side, and come around over here, Xavier, and there's one on this side right here. You're going to remove those bolts, and then what's going to happen is this whole plastic housing is going to come right off. Okay, from that point, once we remove the plastic housing, it's going to be a pretty simple process. If you kind of, you're going to have to get real low here, Xavier. Let go. Hold it like that. Okay. Once you remove this plastic housing, all you're going to do is you're going to just score this with an X-Acto knife, and you're just going to break away. Well, actually, the first thing I did, sorry, let's reverse that for a second. I took my hacksaw and I just made a clean cut right through it. Okay, so I just took my hacksaw and just cut the plastic nice and clean right through. Once you cut that plastic through, you're going to be able to shape it, and you're going to be able to score it with an X-Acto knife and just break the pieces off using pliers. I actually might have used, if I'm not mistaken, I used these snips, and then what I basically did is I just snip, 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 snip until it was completely cut off and where I wanted it to be. And then I just came over here. I don't know how many of you guys have a grinder, but I happen to have a grinding wheel, and I just use my grinding wheel attachment to smooth out the plastic, right? Then, now it's the simple part. So you've got this all cut away, kind of smooth, and it's not like 100% perfect, but I'm cheap, and I didn't want to have to go and buy anything special to be able to do this. I just put the lights back on, reinserted the bolts on each side here, fed my wires back up through the channels, reconnected my clips, and you may end up using the wire for your light to hook up your new light, but my license plate bracket already came with a light, so it got wired in just down here, and it came back up and through to the battery directly. But anyhow, you may end up using your harness to re-hook up your lights on your side mount plate holder. It depends on the holder that you purchase for yourself. Once these lights are reinstalled and this is back installed, just taking these bolts, obviously these two bolts, one on each side, everything gets put back together. Yours is out of power, that's fine.
What about this?
Well, no, yours is ran out of power. So Logan, you're the only one to put it. Then the last step is obviously we're just going to put this fender back in place. So we just kind of drape these mud flaps in here. It just sits on top. The bolts just kind of line up. This bolt hole will line up. And reinsert our little bits. Now I don't have a rear seat. Some of you may have a rear seat. So if you don't have a rear seat, you're going to have to kind of whatever you've got back here in this hole. That just kind of keeps the hole filled. so that it's just not exposed. And then our seat just has these clips right here. These clips, obviously they're just gonna slide underneath here. And then gonna put our bolts back in their appropriate spots. One thing to be aware of, I did find that when I was putting the bolts back in, if you're not careful, you can snag the seat. It's really actually quite difficult. It's temperamental, to be honest with you. Let's see if I can push this out of the way enough. There we go. Once you feel the screw or the bolt, whatever you call it, once you feel it bite, then you just got to keep the seat out of the way as you're threading it back in. I don't tighten them up too much, just because I do on occasion, switch sides, Logan. I do on occasion take these things on and off, and they don't need to be torqued down so hard that it's impossible to get them on and off. Okay, that's tight enough. That's it. That was my super inexpensive fender delete. Hope you enjoyed the video, and just so that everyone can hear sound, we're gonna start her up because it's a beautiful sunny day. Oh baby, here we go. As always, I'm the Skoka Rider, and I'm out. And a last thanks to my compadres here, Logan and Xavier, for their videographer skills. And we'll see you next time. What do you say? Peace! Peace! Rock on! All right, boys. What's up?
It died.
What's it saying? Don't worry, it didn't die. It's just recording. This bulky contraption complete. Logan, I'm trying to get you to look at this. Don't move. I'm